this whole world really is the most successful players in this age are going to be the ones that could accrue value and then more strategically distribute that value to its audience members and provide access to that value to its audience members. This is one big game of access. One big game of access. It has made things a lot more difficult to monetize and make money on. Things that were easier to make money on before are now harder to make money on. And things that were difficult to make money on have now become easier. I'm going to explain what that means.
Okay.
Right? So you cannot just sell any good anymore, because technically every good is now competing with every other good on a global level. Mm-hmm. Because Amazon could take your lunch money tomorrow, right? You want to sell that in your store for X amount of price at X markup? Cool. I saw it. I liked it. I went to my laptop. I bought it. You never got that sale.
Yes.
Right?
But you did convert.
But I did convert,
okay.
right?
Tragic.
Exactly. The showroom effect. Best Buy had a hard time with this and almost went under as a result. Mm-hmm. The showroom effect, right? But it also made things that weren't as profitable as they were before more profitable, because now you can scale things that you couldn't scale before. So the intangibles now carry greater value. Intangibles have to do with, example, quality. Before it was just scale at any cost. Now it's quality, because consumers are more thoughtful and they appreciate more. So when everything is available to you and you have more options, you now have a higher tier of consideration, because you have to decide how to spend your resources.
Right.
So now you can afford to be a lot more choosy. Mm-hmm. So with competition came empowerment of the consumer, and they became a lot more thoughtful about the things that they value.
Okay. 100%.
So now it can't be just anything. It can't be just food. It can't be just service. It can't be just anything, right? It can't be just packaging, Thoughtful packaging. Is it environmentally friendly? Is it functional? Is it nice? Does it fit the brand, Thoughtful advertising. Is it thoughtful? Is it empathetic? Is it relevant? Is it authentic? Thoughtful food. Is it healthy? Is that at least not as bad as its counterparts? Can I feel comfortable eating it? Is it good for me? So a lot of those things have now gotten a lot greater value because of the amount of thought that's going into it. That information means more. So it's now worth it for businesses to invest in it, because it's worth more than it used to be. Right? Well, then things like other intangibles, like just access to persons, access to brands. Are you doing anything special? Are you having a launch? Can I meet my celebs? Can I meet your ambassadors? How can you give me something that I typically can't just put a dollar amount on? Something that I could have never had before.
Yeah.
So to have an interaction or a meetup or time with you, exactly. How would I have been able to? I couldn't have done that prior to social. Mm-hmm. Right? Imagine your celebrity trying to monetize their time post social media. Now they could do a shout out and it costs $50,000.
Yeah.
Like you can have a celebrity give you a shout out with your name in it, personalized for you at your birthday party. Put it up on a screen if you want, right? And it's gonna have all of maybe 15 to 30 seconds, right? And that's it. And that's gonna cost you $50,000 US easy plus. And that's like a mid-range influencer.
Right, so what I just gathered from this is that I just need to remind that my birthday is coming up. So y'all know who I like. Y'all know who I'm pretty interested in. I think that sounds very fitting.
Yeah, I'll do one for you just now.
Road to 300. Is 3 how much? How much?
30K.
But yeah, access. I do think that is the way in which brands and influencers or companies or any one of them can get in there. And this is not a concern about there being an influx of people trying to get into it. There's so many ways they can use this group chat sticker to create that very close and tight-knit sort of entry for people to get in, and they can do so much with it. It can be as simple as the group chat itself, or shout-outs, or release to something new, or something very one-time. There's so much can go on right there itself. You can talk to Dwayne Wade himself. You just might be able to. Or you can get that brand new one in time only Gucci slippers.
I'm gonna give them a real tactic.
You're gonna give them. I try to stay away from that. If you realize,
because when it's aired,
yeah,
anything that happened when it had to happen after the dating was aired, and I'm gonna call those people out. So don't worry. That's
okay.
Right. Let me give you an example. Right. Let me give you an example. So, what would it take for an environmentally friendly brand that has a product that they believe resonates well with modern culture, right? To, you know how we have the Fire Festival,
yeah.
right? What would it take for them to have a group chat where the group chat just simply has the name of their brand, but the group chat is done by an influencer? Or the Fire Festival has a page. I don't know. Pages that festivals have, even if they have one, tend to not be a true reflection of the people that go there, because they tend to not be doing very well with their page. But someone of relevance that's going to attend, or persons, as a matter of fact, because they have performances there and concerts, right? The influencers there had that group chat or promoted that group chat and just had the name of your brand, right? Let's say Carmen's Clean Corner, right? In support of, they have clean composable packaging, right? Good for the environment. At Fire Festival, there's a no waste space, right? What if they had Carmen's Clean Corner and everybody that went to Fire Festival chopped into Carmen's Clean Corner chat? Because people love an excuse to talk to people because they feel very anxious talking to people naturally, right? So an excuse that they have to talk to somebody, it is. They jump in that chat and they're all connected and having a good time. They might even meet a few people there, talk about what's going on at the festival, because the festival is full of things. There's concerts, there's performances, there's food, there's events. Everything. In that chat, people are snapping in that chat, stories going up in that chat, photos or videos, comments. And just like that, Carmen has a lot more people than she may be comfortable with knowing her company's name. Her brand name is now
huge.
Has now penetrated. Penetrated.
And has become synonymous with the event itself.
I don't know why they haven't called us yet. It's taking long.
Not so good. But you get an idea how you could even have a how you could even affiliate your brand with the group, because the group becomes its own space.
Yes.
And you now as a brand have become responsible for bringing those people together. They feel connected to you as if you're connected to themselves and each other. Like it.
Perfect example. So that's how brands are.
That's great.
And I hope that I hope they see it, because it can bring them a lot of revenue. Or they could just be a brand play and work on attention that they get from people. It doesn't have to always be about money, because brand translates as well too. Longevity. So it doesn't have to be that, but they can use it. There's ways in which you can get creative. Do some research, try different tactics. It can work.
So
I hope that answers your question.
But Instagram is doing such a good job right now, right? Like such a good job. Like everything, even as we've spoken at this table, there has been all praise. Although we are a bit of a biased party, but nonetheless,
I'd be honest,
we like to be where the money is.